Adriane and Mike Wang didn't set out to be pet influencers. They just happened to hit record when they discovered their corgi liked to play differently than other pups. And the internet did the rest. What started as a simple moment of joy turned into a viral story that captured the hearts of millions online. Today, we're taking you behind the camera, behind the scenes of SUPERZOO 2025, and behind the pet influencer buzz to meet the humans behind one of the internet's favorite corgi duos, Dash and Lili. You've probably seen these two pups, their playful antics and heartwarming bond on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, where they've amassed more than 1 million followers. But what you might not know is the story behind their success, told through creativity, love, and community. Recorded live on the floor of SUPERZOO 2025, this episode explores the rise of these 4 pet influencers, two-legged and four-legged, as well as the growing role of content in pet ownership and the emotional bond we have with our fur babies. Get ready to meet the couple behind the camera, the corgis behind the chaos, and hear the viral story that turned everyday moments into an internet sensation.
Welcome to Barking Mad, a podcast by BSM Partners. We're your hosts, Dr. Stephanie Clark.
And I'm Jordan Tyler.
My name is Adriane. I am, the momager of Dash and Lili, the corgis on Instagram. We have created this community, and now we're about 1.5 million followers around the world, which is incredible. To even think about that, so many people love our dogs just as much as we do.
Yeah, not necessarily us.
Yeah, not necessarily us, just our
Just
dogs.
dogs.
They don't really care about us. But yeah, so I am the momager and the content creator and the one behind the camera and doing all the editing.
Oh, I'm Mike. I'm basically a prop and the assistant, and yeah,
At least he knows his role, right?
Yeah.
it's drilled into me.
I try to get him to help me film because sometimes I want to be in the videos, and I love him so much, but he still
We have
does-
that on tape.
Yeah, he still does the camera like an old man, and he doesn't know how to zoom in or do it. And I was like, oh no,
Do you have your finger in front of the lens?
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So I need to.
It's like in selfie view half the time. That's why I take no credit for any of the social media. It's all her. Again, I'm just along for the ride.
Well, I will say I've totally become part of your audience. I think that your videos, especially TikTok, is mostly what I watch, and I follow you guys, and I think that your content's really clever. But I'd love to kind of go back to the beginning and get how did you start building this community? What was the pivotal kind of moment that got all this started?
Sure. So let's talk about our firstborn son, Dash. So throughout our entire relationship, I always said, I want a dog. I grew up with dogs, so I always wanted one. And he just did not want it. He was like, I don't want any more responsibilities. And life is good.
I may have a commitment problem. Maybe.
Maybe. And then we got married. We went on our honeymoon, finished our honeymoon, and we landed back in New York. I was still on the plane, and I opened my phone, and I get our email from our breeder, who is now our family friend. Hey, you can pick up Dash probably in about 2 weeks or so. So I start laughing. I'm smiling. I'm so happy. I'm like, oh my
This is the happiest I saw her on our honeymoon.
Oh no. Probably my entire life.
That wrapped in the wedding date, too.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, wrap it all up. Yes, happiest I've seen her ever. So I look over at her. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I thought she got some really good news. I was like, hey, what's going on?
2 weeks. And he has met Dash before, but he didn't think
She had always told me, she's like, oh, the waiting list is so long. This is years away.
Listen, it was long. It took me 4 years to find Dash.
Yeah, she didn't tell me that part.
I mean, in fairness, she always said I wanted a dog.
That's
so,
true.
you know.
Yes.
True.
She had laid this 4-year plan a long time ago.
So then I told him, I was like, hey, I think we're going to pick up Dash in 2 weeks. And he was like, no, we're not. Hit cancel, hit refund.
I thought it was an Amazon order. I knew nothing about dogs at the time.
Return.
Yeah,
Return,
I was,
right?
yeah.
And then I looked him straight in the eye and I go, what you going to do? Divorce me?
There
And I was
it
like,
is.
oh man, so we're married now.
There it is. The
Yeah,
ultimate
we're in for it.
So then we got Dash, and it was it was the best decision.
Well,
of our
we
life.
drive there, and I do remember we drive there, and I take a look at him, and I'm just like, oh yeah, it just You look into your dog's eyes, and everything changes.
Yeah. So then we got Dash, and honestly, I was sending pictures of Dash and videos to my entire family and friends without them even asking for it. So the natural thing for me to do was to start on Instagram to just kind of just post pictures. I didn't think much of it. I actually wasn't posting that often. I just didn't think of it. I enjoyed it, etc. And then fast forward to 2022. Actually, during COVID, we're all cooped up inside. Dash just started playing the way that he does today, which is throwing the toy. One day, I hear so much commotion in one of the rooms. I go and check on him, and I just see him spinning like a little tornado and throwing the toys. And I was like, okay, well, you do you, man. So then that kind of evolved to him actually just throwing at us because he was near where we work. So then one day, in 2022, I go to Mike's office, and Dash is there playing. And I was like, okay, let me record this. So I recorded a video, and I didn't think much of it. And I ended up posting that video to TikTok right before we took off to a trip to Vegas, actually, full circle. So I posted and I turned off my phone or airplane mode. And then when I landed in Vegas 5 hours later, I turned on my phone again and my phone was blowing up. And my first instinct was someone died who wasn't. Oh, no. Because I don't know, who was all these people texting me. And then I realized that while we were up in the air, not knowing what's going on, Dash went viral on TikTok and accumulated a couple of millions of views.
We had people from middle school reaching out to us.
We started getting text messages from people that we haven't talked to in 20 years. And they're like, is this you? Is this the back of your head? I'm like, I guess it is. So then I realized, people just love seeing my dog throw things at my husband. So let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
So then every time I had a video call, she'd be like, hey, can Dash hit you? And I'm just like, I feel like this is a trick question.
But it was kind of natural to us because, one, we work from home, so we have to work. And two, Dash likes to play. So he was already doing that every single day. So all I had to do was set up a camera, record, edit the video, put it up. It kind of snowballed into what it is today. When we first went viral, I had maybe 10,000 followers, and then now we have over 1.5 million across TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, you name it. But yeah, that's how it's been a journey. And throughout this entire journey, we did get our second dog, Lili, right before I gave birth to our human daughter. And I sometimes have to specify if it's a human or a dog when I'm talking about my kids.
People thought we were crazy when we got Lili, because we had our human daughter coming a few months later. Oh,
but she has been the best. It actually,
the human or the dog? No, I'm just kidding.
The dog. Lili is so different than Dash, so different, and I think he actually brought this whole different side of him. Because before he used to never play with any dogs. You take him to the dog park, he just sits there. Now when we go to the park with Lili and Lili finds a new friend, Dash is like, oh, I want in too. I want to play too. So it has been all really great thing.
We've seen Dash's personality really evolve with Lili. And I think that's just like anything when you have a sibling.
He just needed an emotional support dog, right?
Yeah, he needed an emotional support dog. Yes.
So what was the decision to get Lili? Was it to have a companion for Dash?
Yeah, I think it was. So we approached it saying this is Dash's decision. It's not ours. We always wanted just a big family that includes dogs, includes humans. I don't know, includes everyone. But I remember when we pulled up to the farm to see Lili, we weren't sure because we knew we had the human baby coming. And Dash is usually very standoffish with other dogs. He takes a while to warm up to them. Lili was the first dog I saw that he instantly ran up to her. They started playing. They started chasing each other around. And I was like, oh, wow. I don't know how much of a clearer sign you need. Literally from the first day, they got along like brother and sister. And the funny thing is Lili is younger and smaller, but she's the one that bullies Dash.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
So basically, we always wanted a second. So we talked to our reader about it. And again, it was a years and years long process. And then One day she calls me. I just remember it was Thanksgiving of 2023. She gives me a call. She's like, hey, I think I have you down for a puppy, but I think that's a terrible idea since you have a kid coming. I was like, you're right. This is a terrible idea. But she was like, well, I have Lily Bet here, who was her dog. She was going to keep Lily. So she was like, why don't you come meet her? And you know what? Why don't you go dog sit her for 2 weeks? And if they get along,
see what happens.
And see what happens, right? But we didn't want to tell people yet, just because if it didn't work out, it would be heartbreaking. But again, the moment that, number one, we first saw pictures of Lily that our friend sent over, and I love this lady, but she has a potato for a phone, and all the pictures of Lily look like she was like a raccoon that was melting.
So we looked at each other and we were like, is this a dog? Or is this like a raccoon, a wallaby?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
I was like, okay. Well.
And then our friend kept saying, no, she's super cute. And I was like, not from what I'm seeing.
We pull up to her house, and obviously before we get out of the car, we see through the window, I see Lily. And I looked at Mike, and Mike has this look on his face like, it's game over. She's
Yeah,
so damn cute.
She's super cute.
And again, we were like, okay, let's not get our hopes up. This is Dash's decision. If he doesn't play with Lily, we're not doing this. And we got there, and immediately, boom, like start playing, and it was nonstop since. And now they wrestle every day. They run around the park every day, and here we are with 2 dogs and a baby.
Yeah. Whenever we're traveling, we always say it looks like a circus. You got a giant stroller, you got 2 dogs, you got 2 humans just kind of hanging on.
So I know a lot of influencers will endorse certain brands, and if you guys don't want to go into this today, we totally don't have to. But I think that the kind of philosophy that you have around endorsing brands publicly through your page and to your audience is really interesting, especially when it comes to nutritional products. So would you kind of take us through that?
Yeah, I mean, for brand partnerships, first of all, our core value is, if we don't use it and we don't love it, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much money it is. Dash and Lily must love the product. Otherwise, we just won't do it. So when it comes to pet food or vitamins and supplements, I actually just don't do it. And mainly because I think a lot of the times the supplements and the vitamins, especially in the vitamins and supplement space, they can put things on the bottles to say, help support. But what does that actually mean? Is there clinical studies behind it? What is actually proven that it will help? Or am I just feeding our dogs placebo? What is actually in this? Does this actually help? So I don't love that. Whenever I buy a product, I need to see clinically proven or, actually have some data and science and research behind it. And the other thing that I learned about the pet food industry that I thought was really interesting is a lot of the humanization behind it. I think that us as pet parents, we want the best for our dogs. So when we're walking down the aisle and you see human grade, organic, grain-free, our dogs don't know that. But for us, we're like, oh, this sounds amazing. But what does that actually mean?
And is it actually good for them?
And is it actually good? Don't believe everything that you hear. And a lot of times, there's also kibble versus air dry, fresh, raw. All of this stuff, it sounds great. But
what's the truth behind it?
What is the truth behind it?
What's
right?
marketing and what's true?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now, I'm not going to say that we're experts, but whenever I look at a product, I look at their labels, and I ask your team, is this a complete balanced diet? Is this actually really good for my dog or not? I just feel like in the pet food industry or pet supplements and everything, they tend to use a lot of humanization to make you as a pet parent feel like you're doing something great for your pet. But is it actually good for your pet or not?
Yeah.
Because one thing we ask ourselves a lot is, we've been blessed with a following that people find us entertaining for whatever reason. But what can we really do with it other than be entertaining? So part of it is we really want to take care and have our pets live happier, healthier lives. And we've been blessed to be able to talk to people like you and other experts. Like, how can we have that knowledge and, educate our followers? And then the second thing is, can we team up with other causes and rescues and, organizations that we really, really believe in?
Yeah. So we have done, we're trying right now. I'm not sure if you guys know about the shelter situation across the nation. New York is pretty bad, but a lot of the shelters are basically full capacity.
Yeah.
The one that we have recently been trying to spotlight is the ACC in New York, and they're municipal shelter, so they can't really turn away. If a police finds a stray, they need to take it in. They just can't turn it away, and it's heartbreaking. So we've been trying to spotlight a lot of the shelter dogs that need
Homes.
a home or
Just families to love.
Yeah. And matching them appropriately, right?
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, like, it's really hard to do that in a shelter.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you just want to get them out into loving homes, but sometimes those loving homes don't fit their personality.
That's what we realized when we visited ACC, because you see these dogs and they're in a chaotic, crazy situation, and some of them give off great impressions, but some of them it's just not the right environment. And then we took some of those dogs that might have seemed shy, might have seemed scared. You take them on like a 5-minute walk and like their personalities completely change.
Yeah.
And just like, there's so many great dogs out there.
Yeah. I mean, Annie, my little meatloaf, she had a really bad past, and I adopted her when I was teaching at a school, and they were like, well, we're just going to euthanize her because no one wants a dog that just hides in the corner. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't have to have this like super overly happy dog to still love her and give
Right.
her a good home. Does she still hide behind the toilet occasionally? Yes. Does she
I do
hate
that too
everyone?
sometimes.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. Does she hate everyone equally? Yes. But, she's 15 years old now. We've given her a whole life.
Right.
So anyway, I could go on about Annie.
We love Annie. She does love to interrupt our recording sessions, but
Yeah.
we love her for it.
She wants to be on.
She does.
She wants to be heard.
There's a lot
Next
yeah.
week's guest.
Yeah. Let Annie speak.
She's old and wise. Scrappy.
Well, I appreciate you guys sharing a little bit about kind of your philosophy around who you support, brands
Yeah.
you support, and causes you support. I think that everything that you're doing, especially for shelters, is super needed right now.
Yeah. I think having pets really transformed our life. Again, this is coming from a guy that didn't want a dog for years.
Classic.
And it just reminds me that, like, yes, so many families and people and humans could I would love for them to experience this.
So if you had a message, I'm sure, you will give a message to your audience, absolutely, from this show. But after being at SUPERZOO for a day, I know you guys have been to Global Pet Expo as well, so a couple trade shows under your belt. What would you like to tell other pet parents about, like, the industry now that you have kind of like that behind-the-scenes perspective?
That's a good question.
I mean, the way I think about it is it's similar to when we are at the grocery store. You go from just reading the commercials you see, or maybe like the headlines on the front of the box, to actually going through all of the ingredients and trying to really understand what we are putting in our own bodies, or maybe our daughters' bodies, and taking that same approach for now Dash and Lily, which is, like before we didn't really think too much about what we were feeding them or how much we were feeding them. And then it turns out, like obesity is the number one risk factor for dogs. So like let's be a little bit more on top of how many treats and what we're giving them, and also what's inside of, like, what's the actual ingredients and what actually matters.
Yeah, I actually say look beyond the first couple of lines on a bag. And actually, the other thing that I want our followers to really understand is, like, there are so many new pet food brands now, and one of the key marketing ideas that they have is try to demonize or make it so another type of food look bad. For example, I'm going to talk about fresh food versus kibble, right? So many people are like, oh, you gotta feed your dog fresh food because that's so much better for them, or raw because that's what they eat in the wild. And kibble is so bad for them because it's dried and it's processed and it loses all the vitamins. But the more you do the research, you actually learn that kibble is one of the best things that you can feed your dog. Not only because it's a completely balanced diet, but like they get all the proper nutrition that they actually need. For example, like I was actually very against chicken meal and beef meal. And
Right.
the meal just sounds bad, right? And why does it sound bad? Because the pet food industry, when fresh and raw, for like, you don't want to feel that. That's just like bones and fragments and fillers and things like that's all the bad stuff. But actually, as you do some digging, there's actually two kinds of meals out there. There's your high quality meal and your low quality meal. Yeah, the low quality meal is not what you actually want, but the high quality meal is actually really great for your dog because it contains your high levels of glucosamine. That actually is really great for your dog's joint and muscles. So you start learning as to like why certain ingredients are actually good for you that you originally thought were bad. And now I'm like, okay, well, as long as that's like a high quality like meal, like I'm okay with that. Like our food at home right now that we feed our dogs has meal in it, and I know for a fact that like they actually source like high quality stuff. So don't believe everything that you see from a marketing standpoint. Do additional digging into it. Talk to your vet, talk to your nutritionist, because really those are your experts in the field. We rely a lot on
Experts. Yeah.
Experts.
People doing
like,
research.
Yeah, a lot of the research. Whenever we're trying to decide something to feed Dash and Lily, we try to look for research-based and data-based.
Or it's just like, what did the people smarter than us do?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of fear mongering in the marketing these days. You know, big kibble killed my dog and all of that. It's just a lot of it's just marketing. And there is still a ton of research that we need to do on some of these more emerging formats to really be able to say, okay, this is maybe better than this in X, Y, Z ways. But nutrition is complicated. It's way more complicated than this is better than this because of this one factor, right?
Right.
So much more complicated than that. So
yeah. I mean, we asked our vets and a couple of people, like, is it better if I feed my dog this fresh food or this raw?
He goes, it's more expensive poop.
And I'm like, okay, I do not want to pay for more expensive poop there.
So, excellent.
How about that? I'm going to use that.
The other thing we do is we always grade, this might be TMI, we always grade Dash and Lily's poop when we try something new.
Love it.
And then we'll be like, oh, that was an A.
Everything is poop, so
Yeah.
you're not grossing me out.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll be like, oh, that was a C+. I don't know about this
A
one.
little bit on the softer.
Because they'll eat everything, right?
Yeah.
So like the actual, truth is in the poop.
So you do plus minus too? That's like
Yeah.
You guys got like a really good
plus.
We're Asian tiger parents, you know? Like we're aiming for the A+.
The other day, it was so funny because Dash had a really great poop. So it was like, oh, that's an A+ poop. And then Lily has softer poop because she was still recovering. He's like, Lily, you need to do some work on this. This is a B-.
Lily, get some practice in.
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Exactly.
No, for your human daughter.
Yeah.
Our human daughter, I mean,
Graders.
she does not care what grade she gets. She's like, this is what you're getting. This is my room.
Yeah.
Hilarious. But like being a pet parent actually really helped us prepare for the human aspect of it, because like it's funny because we take our daughter to the pediatrician and he actually compared human pediatricians to vets. This is veterinary medicine.
Oh, yeah, because they can't tell you what's wrong.
Can't tell you what's wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's a little bit of a guessing game. And I guess grading poops.
So there you have it. Beyond the lights, cameras, toy tosses, and head tilts, Dash and Lily's story is really about the human-animal bond and the many ways in which it shapes our lives for the better. Adriane and Mike may have stumbled unexpectedly into the pet influencer spotlight, but they continue to build their community of pet owners through authenticity and compassion. Their story, their growing role as pet advocates, and their continued commitment to supporting responsible pet ownership and care reminds us that influence is earned not through algorithms, but through real-world examples of what pet ownership really looks like. The cute, the messy, and everything in between. A huge thanks to Adriane and Mike for sharing their story and time with us at SUPERZOO 2025. Don't forget to check them out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We've shared their socials in the show notes for today's episode. But Mike and Adriane weren't the only ones who stopped by our soundproof booth at the SUPERZOO show floor. If you missed our previous episodes from inside the booth, we've linked them in the show notes for today. So tune in if you want to hear from passionate entrepreneurs, disruptive innovators, retailers, and other pet professionals shaping the future of pet care.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Barking Mad. If you want to learn more about BSM Partners, please visit us at bsmpartners.net. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite leading podcast platform or share it with a friend to stay current on the latest pet industry trends and conversations.
We'd also like to thank our dedicated team, Adamiette Thomas, Neely Bowden, Kate Wright, Katie Wolf, and Dr. Katie Miller. A special shout out to Leanne Haggerty and Michael Johnson in support of this episode, and to David Perez for our original music in the intro and outro. See you next time.